What's up, everybody? Bernardo here, and today we'll be teaching you on how to get a lower CPA and maintain lead quality. But first, please follow the channel and drop a like below because it helps the channel grow to reach better and always bigger audiences. So let's go. First of all, some things to keep in mind on copy, right? On the basic, on the bigger scale of things when creating an ad is basically, as David Ogilvy says, give them information. People buy based on the information that they have. Give them as much as possible. Factual writing copy. Well, on this, what I want to say based on it is that you probably won't buy something that you don't have any information in. Any information in. The likelihood of you buying something without information is almost zero because one, you don't know why it works, how it works, if it works for you, right? This is a big objection, regardless of the niche, regardless of the business. And by giving them information, you one, explain why is it for them, two, how your product works. People because people like to have this information to know how it works, blah, blah, blah. It goes like this, and that. Or if it's a service, I deliver my service this, and that way. So always give information to people so they buy conscious of what they're buying. Because we're not here to famous people. We're not here to sell them and then later they ask for a refund. We, and basically, this is really bad for the business. So to keep everyone with the knowledge on what they're buying and to keep like both parts of the deal in a great way, which will build a great business for you, you should give them information about the product and about the deliverability of the product. So give them information and people buy based on the information they have. Well, this is based on David Ogilvy, and if you guys want to search more about this type of copywriting, that's the name, factual writing copy. If you search on Google, you will find more information, articles, whatever. And another thing is tell and show them how your product benefits them. When you're making a claim, which basically advertising, you're showing a benefit to someone. And you're giving a claim to the guy. You're telling, well, use my toothbrush, use my toothpaste, and you get brighter, whiter teeth. That's a claim. Um, Apple's claim, which actually iPod's claim, which is a bit better structure. 1,000 musics, 1,000 musics in your pocket. That's a claim. That's a benefit. And people read that and think, how does this work? And then explain, blah, 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 the iPod, we have this, and that. We store all the information, all the data on this hardware, blah, blah, blah. If you, by giving them information, you later give the benefits to them. You tell how they're going to benefit by that. And by telling and showing, the thing that Steve Jobs did really well was on their uh, announcements on new products. They would just go grab their iPhones. He would just go grab the iPhone and start, like touching, showing how it works. That's great because instead of him just telling, this will work like this will work like that, subconsciously people tend to say like, bullshit. If it's working, why don't you show me? And that's how you break another objection. You get your product and you start showing them, you start, like, see here's the contact, here's how the contact links works, blah, blah, blah. This is how the music, blah, blah, blah works. You explain the guys by the people by giving them information and connecting it to the benefits that they will receive by buying your product. And you show them better than telling. Everyone can tell everything, but if you show, there's a big difference. And a basic structure to make the ads, right? It's hook, information, CTA. Hook, hook basically something that will get their attention, that people will be scrolling, right? People will be scrolling and they will stop and like subconsciously, right? They'll go like, "What's this?" Or, "Oh my god, what happened here?" You know, you have to get an emotion of the guy. Not an emotion. You need to get their attention somehow. And you probably know better about your niche on that than I do recording this video. So adapt it as you will. And after the hook, information. That's how you explain your products, explain how it works. Oh, it works like this, works like that. We have this benefits. It's better. We do it this way, this way, this way. So it has no seed oils. It's dairy free. So it's gluten free. For you, for you guys that want to get in better shape, for you guys that want to have a healthier lifestyle, you started giving the benefits to the guy. And later, the CTA, the like basically one of the most important parts, because it doesn't matter if you give a pure lecture of facts to the guy. If you don't say, "You want to buy my products, click on the link below, go to my website, book a call with me," you have to give the CTA. CTA stands for call to action, for the ones who know, which you're basically calling people to take an action. The As an example, uh, when you see an ad of an e-commerce of a product online, they tend to go and say like, "Click below, click on the button below, go click on no more." Like they ask you to do an action. So let's go to the second part here, the go to client strategy. And that's basically the whole funnel of getting a lower CPA and maintaining lead quality. That's important because when you start scaling up, imagine the lead pool as, you know, as a farm and you're in the center of the farm. If and you're collecting apples around it, it's easier for you to collect the apples that are next to you than it's harder for you to collect the apples that are farther from you. But it will get into a point where on your harvesting, which you have already picked all the apples nearby, so you have to go farther to get an apple. And that's when the CPA tends to skyrocket and you're paying like 30-40 bucks for a CPA and it's not working and it's breaking your operation. So there are some things that you can do, and this funnel is one of them, which works really well. Not gonna lie, works really well. So also follow the channel, leave a like. So keep it going here. Your call to client strategy. Basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna post organic content, and the best ones. Actually, let me write. Oops. And the best ones, you will be posting organic content like reels, carousels, shorts, anything that get people's attention. And I'll explain later on how you can make this. But you're basically going to make organic content, the best ones, the best performing ones on a scale of, that's important for the algorithm. It goes like this: shares, and then comments, and then likes. Wait, that's basically how the algorithm prioritizes. If you share a video with someone, the likelihood of the other person engaging with it is really high. And when they engage with it, you get basically two contacts, two leads, cold leads, right? But you get access to more people, and the algorithm tends to prioritize shares. So focus on that. But basically, you create organic content, the best performing ones, you adapt it and add a CTA on the end, and you turn them into ads. And after you test the ads to see how they're performing, you're going to analyze the content of the ad and you will think, is this for a brother content? Brother content in the sense that if someone that doesn't know my brand watch this, will they completely understand it? Completely. That's important. Because sometimes you create like content with like some kind of internal jokes or you're not explaining it enough. And people who don't know you might not understand it. So you have to make this analysis. But basically, post organic content. The best ones you adapt it and put a CTA on the end and turn it into an ad. After then you make this analysis and you test the ads. And the best performing ones, you keep putting money into it, like doubling down on it, like increasing budget on 50%. And if a week later it's still performing good, more 50, more 70, 100%. You gotta have some knowledge on this before doubling down, like putting 10x of the money into a single ad. So you gotta know a bit. You gotta have some information, right? Previous to doing that. But that's the funnel. And here's the deep explanation. When creating organic content, here's basically the priorities you should have in order, which is wait, actually let me see if I can do this. Yeah. First, priority number one, shares. Second, comments. And third, likes. And on organic content, here's some types of organic content that you can post when educating your audience. Education about the niche. It was basically what I was talking about, the information part of it, right? But by educating your audience, you're basically bringing them into their funnel, into your funnel, and deepening their level of conscious. Their level of conscious is basically how much they know about the niche, about their need, and about your business. Usually, like 97% of people don't know that they even have the problem. Actually, it's not that. If I'm not mistaken, it's 77, 20, and 3%. Basically, it's 77% of people don't even know that they have their problem. 20% know that they have the problem, but they don't know how to solve it. And only 3% know what you can deliver. And even on this 3%, not everybody knows that you is the right fit for them. Right. So by creating content, educational content on it, bringing information to them, you will be one, making them be more conscious about their problem and about your solution. And you will create a bigger following, which later we can use to target better people to bring into your funnels. Basically, easy money. Like bring people in, sell them based on who bought, you will target them later and target people similar to them later. Basically, Facebook AI, right? The social media AI. A second type of content you can do is memes. Memes, just an example, but like entertainment overall. Is it written right? I don't know. Whatever. Basically, by creating humor and in joining education, if you make educational memes, if you can do that, that's a really good thing. That can go viral really fast. And it's really good for you to one, position your brand as not a big corporation, like blocked corporation that doesn't move that much. You look more relatable and you can educate people. So you're basically making them laugh. It's like talking to a girl and you're making her laugh and you're positioning yourself, you know. Another thing, another type of content is show solutions for their problems, niche related. Well, showing solutions to their problems is basically, you've probably followed some people that create content like on Instagram, YouTube, whatever, that they create content like how to solve this problem. Actually, as an example, this video is an example. I'm showing solution to your problem, which is you're probably paying too much for a CPA and it's breaking your operation, or you're not getting as much leads in quality leads as you want. and I'm bringing the solution to your problem by making this video. So, as you got it, you got it. Hope you got it. Another thing, vlogs slash BTS. BTS stands for behind the scenes. People don't know how a business is operated, and they are extremely curious to know. Even more if your company isn't like a Chinese factory that you're like slaving people away. If you're a normal company that's following the human rights and all that kind of stuff, people tend to get really interested on the daily operations of the business, how it works, how you're making decisions. That's a really good thing. I should record a video later only on behind the scenes and vlogs. But by showing that behind the scenes, you're making your company one more relatable. Two, you're basically showing them how their products are made, how their product services, whatever, are made. And you can, like, during production, you can ask them their opinion on it. And that's really important because companies tend to create the product and receive no feedback on it, and then later bring to the market. And after you spend that much capital, after you've allocated tons of capital, then you receive the feedback. By creating this type of content and asking them for their opinion, you might get a, a kind of a real feedback because they are in pain, right? Because people can give their opinions on whatever they want. Is they're not paying for it. Once they vote with their pockets, that's when you really should listen to them. But by asking them for their opinion, like I'll give an example. Um, I have two kinds of water bottles. I have a gray water bottle and I have a green water bottle. For some reason, my marketing team thought that the green water bottle is the best color possible, and they're convinced the rest of the company that's really good, like green bottles all the way. And when they allocate, I don't know, $300,000 in capital just to produce green water bottles, when they deliver it to the market goes like, "Why is there a green bottle? I just wanted a gray one." So that's a thing that could be avoided if you've asked the community. That is it's basically this: ask the community, and you receive a lot of feedback. A second part of it, how to do's. Basically, the how to do's is show solution for their problems, but you go deep dive on what to do step by step. First, you do this, then that, this. So there's a difference on it, but it's kind of the same thing. And topics that your persona also likes slash consumes. I hope you understand your audience enough to understand what else they spend their money on, what else they watch, what else they follow, what else they consume. And by doing that, you can this is really powerful. Like I can't even tell how powerful it is. Because once you become a part of their identity, a part of their day, a part of their week, it's really hard for them to just give up on you and go to another company. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. So some kind of examples are if you have a consumer product, like you make recipes with your products, you make different looks with your clothes, like clothing combination. That works for fashion brands and I don't know, girls fashion stuff. I don't know, but actually, yeah, it works. It works with both genders actually, but it works better with women because women spend more of clothes, right? Uh, TV series that your persona watches, etc. As as I've said, you need to be a part of their day and get more relatable. Like you need to get as relatable as possible. So after you've posted this type of content, like only this is just only this is a full masterclass. So let's keep going. And after you create this type of content and test different types of content with different types of structures, whatever, the best performing ones based on this thing actually likes and for views, right? Views. Oops. After following this priority scale and seeing what are the best ones, you adapt the video or carousel, whatever. You adapt the content and add a CTA so it becomes a selling piece. And by doing that, it turns into an ad. And after you make the ad, you test, wait, test, and then test it once more. You just have to keep testing because in marketing, even more on social media platforms, it's basically who tests the most wins the most. It's a correlation between how much you test and how much you learn with your testing. If you do both of this on a fast scale, you hit like 10 mil, 100 mil like this. So test. The more testing you do, the more data you will have. The more data you have, the better decisions you will make, the better ads and content you will make because you know what works and what doesn't. And you will make more money with it because you know how to exactly go to the pain point to break the objection and make the motherfucker buy from you. Make the client buy from you. So after I tested the ads and made this analyzing, you will run ads based on if it's a broader content for people who've never seen your content before. You run based on interest. Interest is like if you have a clothing brand, you run ads for you run like for a better example, you have a shoe company. You run interest on streetwear, streetwear. Maybe uh maybe it maybe an influencer who talks about shoes. Call other company names that sell shoes. Things that are trending on the shoe world. Just an example of that to your niche. And demographic, age, gender, location, etc. If if you're an American company, you should run ads for New York, for Miami, for Fort Lauderdale, for Texas, Texas specifically on Austin and Dallas. You know, understand your niche even more. Actually, based on location, it's something that you can track better if you have an e-commerce. Because if you have an e-commerce, a business overall, you know where you're shipping your products to. If you've seen that a lot of people from Cheyenne, Wyoming are buying your shoes, you should make more ads targeting people from Cheyenne and surroundings. You should target more people from Cheyenne and surroundings because if they're buying, they tend to buy even more. People around them tend to buy even more. In age, gender, location, etc. That's basically all the persona, right? If you understand the persona of your business, the personas actually, because you can have more of one, and as long as you're and like while you're scaling, you tend to develop more personas, like 3, 5, 7, whatever. And if it's for people who already know you and your brand, you should mainly run ads on people who've interacted with your account on 365 days, a year, 6 months, which is 180 days, 90 days, 30 days, and 7 days. For the likelihood, actually, people from 7 days tend to buy more from people who are on 30 days and people who are on 90. So if you're on a low budget right now, you should focus mainly on these two this three. Like, but if I'm saying like you have like a really low budget, you should just target these two. You should target these two and not focus on cold leads right now. Focus on people who have interacted with you. You put the money in them. You generate some sales, and then you reinvest this money into here. And when you have a better pool, like when you have a better budget, you spend on the broader content. But if you're low on budget, focus on people who have interacted with you because they tend to buy more. They're hotter leads, right? So, and how it will work out basically. Here is people who are cold. Here are people who are kind of warm, and here are hot AF. Basically, what ready for offer. So, how it will work and mathematically how it will work. You have more people watching your broader content, which they're called leads. You have more people watching your broader content than people who will be watching your internal content and who people who are ready for offer. If you try to, you can hard close everyone, but if you're on, but if you really want to like take the best out of the money you're spending, you should go for this too, and on internal content basically. But if you're the type of client that I'm looking for, like you should focus on the three of these because people who are on the broader content, they will go to the internal content at some point, and people who are on the internal content will go ready for offer. And if you have more time to develop those leads, to cook those leads up, you will receive a bigger percentage of them. A bigger percentage of them. It's basically the same thing if you out of the blue approached the girls in the street and just said, "Hey, wanna marry me?" Like it won't work that well. So that's why you go, you talk to the girl, blah blah blah, no no no, other stuff. Whoops, my alarm, my bad. You go, you talk to the girl, blah blah blah, that stuff, get her number, go on a date, blah blah blah, and then you kinda, and then you're dating, blah blah blah, no no no, and after and after some time, you ask her, blah blah blah, all this stuff. See, if you just out of the blue, cold approach girls in the street and just go, "Hey, wanna be my girlfriend?" That's weird, and the likelihood of working as well as the system, it's deservedly low. So another thing is best practices. So best practices are try both. It brings better results. Advantage Plus and manual. I've heard that a lot of people tend to like the manual one because they are in control. Like this is for the ads manager, right? The manual one is like you're writing the interest down. You're like males from 23 to 35-year olds that live in big cities such as New York, Miami, Fort Laud not Fort Lauderdale. It is as big, but it has some good money in there. And Dallas, blah blah, whatever. What you should do is basically as the thing that I was talking before, test and test. Basically, you make mirror campaigns, same thing, same structure, everything, and just switch from Advantage Plus to manual. Create two similar ad campaigns and test. See who works better after a week. Actually, 7 days minimum. Minute, because you've gotta you gotta let the campaign have a bit of time to react, right? There are people who say that if it doesn't work on day one, it doesn't work, but you gotta test. It's basically this. As I was saying before, the more you test, the more data we'll have. And from my data and from what I've seen, 7 days is good. You have a good notion. You you have better data, quality data on what you're doing. And what performs better. So do mirror campaigns and test this thing out. And as I've written and said before, do mirror campaigns, split test and test what variables did best. So this is basically a whole another video on it, but you have to test a lot to see what performs well at the time, right? Because different periods of the year and different years are different than the previous ones. Uh, a past, if I'm not mistaken, the sentence is a past a past success is not a guarantee of a great future. It was something on these lines. Basically, you have to test. Gotta test the hook. Gotta test the information you're selling. Gotta test the offer. Gotta test the benefits that you're offering them. You gotta test the CTA. You gotta test the length of the video. That everything's testing. As long as you're testing, you get better data and more quality data to see what works better for your business, what works better for your persona, and what they're looking for. And when you do that, you tend to lower your CPA, right? That's the objective here, and get better leads because you're getting the best of the best. You're like picking clients, high paying clients from the middle of the ocean, which is the internet. So you have to split test a lot, split test campaigns, interests, location, age, um, publics, everything. You basically have to test everything. And that's why it's not when you're growing your business, that's why you have to get someone who knows what they're doing. Basically, you gotta have someone who knows basically this thing right here. That's actually only just the surface level because I'm just showing the basics here so you have a better idea of what to do. But every business is different. Every niche is different, and every persona of your business is different. So I can do specifically a video detail on a niche, on a thing, because every business is different, and I would have to give a look at your business, basically to do a better strategy for you. But we have talked about trying both. Dude, at the end of the day, it's just test. What I don't even know what I did here. Basically, you have to test. Test. Where's the letter? Test. You gotta test a lot. Gotta test a lot. And if the campaigns are performing well, create duplicates and test different variations. If you've if you actually got a heavy hitter at wait, a heavy hitter at shit. Wait. uh, Basically a heavy hitter ad is an ad that is like it really your CPA is really low on it and you're getting quality leads on it, which means that you did this job really well. Means that you did this job really well and you're getting high quality leads for a lower price and on a great volume, right? And if you find one of these ads or many of these ads, you create a duplicate of them. You keep the main one running. You keep the one who's bringing the results in running, and you create a duplicate and test other variables to see if you can get a even better result on the variables. You basically you got a heavy hitter, you duplicate it and adapt it and test new things. The same thing as I was talking here and talking here. Test. Basically test and test a lot. And that's why you need a person just to do this thing for you, a business just to do this thing for you. Because the more you're testing, the more work you have, the more work you have, you need more knowledge on this. You need a track record. You need experience on this. You need more experience and you need more knowledge on this. And I understand that as a business owner, You have a lot on your plate all of the time, every time. It's clients sending you messages in. Um, Employees are asking for stuff. They're like, I don't know how to solve this. Do you know? You're basically a firefighter, and that's why we have our agency here at Lerner Media. That's why we're here to solve their problems. Everything marketing related, everything revenue generating related. We're here to talk with you. And if you want to, you can book a call below. No big deal. Actually, if you want to, you can book a call below and let's talk. The basically following on. If the campaigns are doing well, duplicate them. And about budget. Share on budget is basically the like every niche is different. I tend to say that a lot, but every niche is different. But on average, you should keep 70% of your entire budget, marketing budget, right? On maintenance, which is bringing money in, bringing the money in. The here is the budget where your already heavy hitters are being spent on, right? Imagine there are buckets. Each bucket is a different ad campaign. You should focus you should focus 70% of the budget on maintaining your lead flow, your actual lead flow. You're maintaining people coming to your store, buying your products, buying your services, booking calls with you. And 30% is to go all in. All in, okay? I had to do this at some point. You gotta you gotta go all in on this. You need to assume that's a really good premise for you to have. You have to assume this is completely lost money because you're here, you're going all in to find new heavy hitters. And usually the heavy hitters are type of content which you are not, which it isn't what's happening like daily. It isn't what every company is doing. To find a heavy hitter, you have to test new things. You have to be creative, extremely creative. You do you do things different. You're gonna do a lot, but once you find one of those, keep it running and double down on it. Put put much put a lot of money on it, and as long as it's bringing as long as it's bringing revenue, all in. As long as it's bringing in sales and your CPA is good, I'll go keep running on it. But the premise here is to, well, 70%. You're here to maintain your sales, to maintain your revenue as it is, okay? And the 30% is for you to grow, to get that and double the surplus. And the same thing as investing, you gotta balance this budget on a while because you if you have some really good heavy hitters, it will reach a point where it's like 50-50 or 60-40. And you have to rebalance it to keep your sanity basically, right? To keep your budget without being like obliterated at some point. It's really an art. Maintaining budget is the same thing as investing, right? Investing as investment in hedge funds and companies. Because at some point, usually the risky assets like grow more than they want to. So they sell a bit to rebalance their wallet share, right? So they don't get completely bankrupt with a black swan event. But basically, 70% maintenance to keep your current revenue in, to keep your constant deal flows in, and 30% is to go all in to test the craziest ideas. And you have to assume this is lost money, but once it's the same thing as venture capital. You invest in 100 ads, 100 different variations of ads, and you're looking for 5 or 10 great ads that will, one, pay for all of the 90 that didn't work, it will give you a bigger amount of revenue, will bring a great surplus into your business. So keep 70/30, but eventually you will need to rebalance it. And a great heavy hitter, a great heavy hitter can last for years, years. I've seen people running the same ad from like 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, since the start of these ad platforms. Because if they're working, if they're bringing revenue in, you shouldn't deactivate it because it's old. If it's bringing money in, who cares? Who cares? Like who cares? Just keep it running. And as I've said, duplicate it and create uh and twist some variables to for you to have a even better ad than the previous one. So that's what you should be doing. And if you want to apply this strategy, this funnel to your business, or any one of the funnels, any one of the marketing strategies, any one of the revenue increases things that I've say on the channel every day, all the time, you have a link below. You can book a call with me so I can analyze your business and we can talk specifically to create a strategy tailored made to your business so you can get back your time because this is a very time expensive thing. You spend a lot of time optimizing for ads, creating new creatives, and switching little things for you to get a better ad. I know how much time you spend doing this, and I know that you want to have a life. You want to get the time back for yourself because I've seen people who are burnt out. It's like not the concept. Oh my god, I'm burnt out. I work 8 hours a day. I work 8 hours a day for a week and I'm burnt out. No, genuine, genuinely burnt out people because of this thing right here. Because they're always optimizing for different campaigns and doing this, doing that, and then they have to get the budget because they're the main ones in the business. They have to do everything else. They have to search for a product. You have to search for suppliers, talk to the suppliers, and then something happens in their business, or an employee does something which is wrong, or a fire appears in the middle of that. They're just completely burnt out, and they don't have time for anything. And when like their company is going like this, and then they hit a plateau, and that's the best case scenario because usually it goes like this. It tanks because the guy doesn't know how to manage all that. So, and I don't want that for your business. It's something that I don't want for your business is that for it to tank like this. So, if if you sympathize for this, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs go through this even more when they're scaling, right? When they're hitting 100K a month, 200K a month, 300K a month, they need to delegate this for someone who works with this. I work with this. I get money through this. This is my life. Dude, not gonna lie. The previous day, I I was sleeping and I dreamt about advertising. I don't know which specifically I was thinking about, but I remember thinking to myself was like, how can I optimize this campaign? Like, what kind of ad set do I have to create to do this? And I just woke up and like, oh, no way I was dreaming about this. And then after waking up, I lucidly was thinking about it and I got the solution. But basically, this is how I make money. This is how I work. This is what I work for. This is basically my whole life. So if you want someone who knows what he's doing, if you want someone who literally wakes up, thinking about it, sleep thinking about it, and dream thinking about it, you need to talk to us. You need to talk to me because when you book on the call below, you'll be talking to me. So book a call below. Let's talk. Let's see how we can, from Lerner Media, how we can increase your revenue through funnel creation, through creating better assets, through running ads for you, through making better VSLs, through anything and everything revenue generated related, everything revenue generating related to any kind of business. We can do it for you. We can optimize for you. We can do better for you. And we can give you back the time that you're wasting on that. And as someone who works with many different clients, we see what works on many different industries at the same time. You as a business owner, you're focusing only on your business and on your niche as you should. But us, because we are working with different niches, we understand that on the niche beauty is working really well and we can adapt it to our business. We're seeing people on real estate doing a different kind of thing that it can be adapted to your business. Boom, we do it. So by having this collective information, by having this information from many different industries, we can all apply it to your business better than overworked, overstressed entrepreneur could. And meanwhile, we're basically bringing better knowledge for you, better information, data sets on the market, and giving your time back, dude. And Gail, giving your time back because it takes a lot of time for you to optimize it and to make our operation work and make sure that everything is delivered as it should and deliver the best products possible. Here, we're basically we're basically we want what we think of what think for your business and for every business, every client that comes in is we want to make a complete solution for you so you don't have to think about selling anything about revenue generating. Leave it on us and we'll do it all the work so you can focus only on building the best product possible. 100% of your energy should be focused on building the best products possible. Because if you're building the best products possible, when your product is better, so you will make more money. Two, you will make more money. Always good. Three, you will have more satisfied clients. And four, you'll be working with something intense. Like for me, I need to be working intensively a lot of the time. Like I had to be working intensively because if not, I get bored. And I I don't know if you're too, but I like to work it this way. And if you're building the best product possible without having to think about, oh my God, I have to optimize this campaign or how can I market this, blah, blah, blah. Leave it all to us. Leave it all to me and to the rest of the team and we'll work it out for you. We will find a way to bring more clients into you. That's it. And if you're interested in talking, you have the link. It's below. Here is the first link here on the description and on the fixed comments. Go now. You will go to the description below. You will click on the link and you will book a call with us and we can talk. And I hope to see you soon. Talk to you there. See ya.